Hey friends and future millionaires, Gregory Pierre Louis here, the Backpack Entrepreneur. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about some Forex basics, okay? So, what the heck does Forex even mean, right? Forex is short for foreign exchange, okay? It's a global market that allows you to trade two currencies against each other. If you've ever traveled to another country, you have to find a currency exchange booth. Then exchange the currency you have in your wallet into the currency of the country you're visiting, right? So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you're visiting Tokyo, Japan, right? So you go up to the counter and you notice a screen displaying different exchange rates for different currencies, right? Kind of looks like this, right? But you might be asking, what are exchange rates? An exchange rate is the relative price of two currencies from two different countries, right? Kind of like the United States dollar and the Japanese yen. So you find out your one United States dollar is worth 100 Japanese yen. And you start thinking, I have 10 US dollars. I'm going to be rich. Well, congratulations. You've literally just participated in the Forex market. You've exchanged one currency for another. So in basic Forex terms, assuming you're an American like myself visiting Japan, you've sold United States dollars and bought Japanese yen. And it goes back to the most basic concept that you'll hear when it comes to trading, right? You want to buy low and sell high, okay? Now, before you fly back home, you stop by the currency exchange booth because you want to exchange the Japanese yen that you miraculously have left over, right? Tokyo's expensive. And you notice that the exchange rates have changed. Now, one United States dollar is equivalent to 300 Japanese yen. Remember, prior, one United States dollar was equivalent to 100 Japanese yen. Now it's 300 Japanese yen. So you're all excited. You're like, woo, yippee, hooray, right? It's these changes in the exchange rates that allow you to make money in the foreign exchange market, right? It's these changes in the exchange rates that allow you to make money in the Forex market. So what is Forex, essentially? Well, we already know that Forex, the foreign exchange market, is the largest financial market in the world, right? You're going to hear that over and over and over again. The foreign exchange market is a global, decentralized market where the world's currencies change hands, okay? And exchange rates change by the second. So the market is constantly in flux, all right? But only a tiny percentage of currency transactions happen in the real economy. And what do I mean by that? Well, the example of you visiting Japan and exchanging your currency, that is a perfect example of only a tiny percentage of currency transactions happening in the real economy, okay? Instead, most of the currency transactions that occur in the global foreign exchange market are bought and sold for speculative reasons, okay? For speculative reasons. Currency traders, also known as speculators, and you'll learn more about the market participants in a later video, right? But currency traders, also known as speculators, they buy currencies hoping that they'll be able to sell them at a higher price in the future. Remember the concept I just shared with you, right? The most basic concept you'll hear over and over and over again when it comes to trading, right? You want to buy low and sell high, right? So compared to the measly $22.4 billion per day volume of the New York Stock Exchange, the foreign exchange market looks ginormous with about $7 trillion per day in trading volume, okay? Yes, that's trillion with a T. So let's take a moment to put this into perspective using monsters, right? The largest stock market in the world, the New York Stock Exchange, trades at a volume of about $22.4 billion per day. And if we use a monster to represent the New York Stock Exchange, it would look a little something like this. Oof. Look at this guy. Looks intimidating, right? It looks like it works out, doesn't it? So you hear about the New York Stock Exchange in the news every day, right? The New York Stock Exchange is up today, blah, blah, blah. Dow Jones is down 300 points, blah, 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 right? And when people talk about the market, they usually mean the stock market, right? So the New York Stock Exchange sounds big. It's loud, and it likes to make a lot of noise. Arr! But if you actually compare it to the foreign exchange market, it would look a little something like this. Yeah, you remember this guy here, New York Stock Exchange? Well, comparing that to the Forex market, it does not stand a chance, right? So as you can see, the New York Stock Exchange looks so tiny compared to the foreign exchange market, right? Clearly, it doesn't stand a chance. And that's just to give you a visual perspective of which market is larger, right? You might think the New York Stock Exchange is larger because you always hear about it. It's always on the news. But in reality, the foreign exchange market is the largest financial market in the world. So I want you to check out this graph of the average daily trading volume for the foreign exchange market, the New York Stock Exchange market, Tokyo Stock Exchange market, and London Stock Exchange market. Essentially, we're comparing the foreign exchange market to the other major stock markets around the world, okay? So this is what it looks like, right? And as you can see, the London Stock Exchange trades at a volume of about $7.2 billion per day, right? The Tokyo Stock Exchange trades at a volume of about $18.9 billion per day. The New York Stock Exchange, the largest stock exchange in the world, trades at a volume of about $22.4 billion per day. But when you look at Forex, when you look at the foreign exchange market, it's trading at a volume of about $6.6 trillion per day. So it's very, very obvious that the foreign exchange market is way larger than any stock market that exists around the world. Okay? So I just wanted to drill that into you. So yes, the foreign exchange market is the largest financial market in the world. But it's important for you to know that retail traders only make up about 3 to 5% of the total trading volume in the foreign exchange market. Okay? And if we were to look at what it looks like in a picture, right, it would look like this. They tell us that this is a $6.6 trillion per day industry, which it is. But realistically, retail traders only make up 3 to 5% of that, right? It's a smaller percentage. But it's still much larger than any stock exchange around the world. Now, I say that because I don't want you to fall for the hype. All right? $6.6 trillion is a lot of money. The number sounds impressive, but it's a bit misleading. And I just wanted to keep it real with you guys, okay? So the size of the foreign exchange market is one benefit. And another benefit is the market rarely closes, okay? The foreign exchange market is open 24 hours per day, 5 days per week, only closing down during the weekend. So unlike the stock or bond markets, the foreign exchange market does not close at the end of each business day. Instead, trading just shifts to different financial centers around the world. You see, the day starts when traders wake up in New Zealand, then it moves to Australia, then Asia, then Europe, and finally ending in the United States before trading starts all over again the next day in New Zealand. All right? So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned about Forex Basics. I hope that you'll be able to utilize this information moving on in your Forex journey. And I'll see you guys in the next video where we'll be talking about market participants. Who's participating in the Forex market? So with that being said, love you guys. See you in the next video.